What's up YouTube? This is Chance from Aquascape, and I wanted to share with you guys my planted porch, as I'm calling it. This is basically where I keep the majority of my tanks. I have a very small living space, so I only have two 40 breeders inside. One's my competition scape and the other is my farm tank that you've all seen before. Uh, these out here are just more farm tanks, more places for me to grow plants. You know, I have to have a section for my own personal hobbies, so I mean, my shrimp and stuff like that, stuff that I like to personally play with that I don't share with folks much. And then just more plants, stuff that I like to scape and design. But yeah, so these are all kept outdoors in Florida. I live in West Palm Beach, Florida, so South Florida, just south of Lake Okeechobee. And there's no, it's just a screen that goes, there's no walls, it's not built in. They don't get direct sunlight. They do have shade cloth, as you can see. I have shade cloth and screen. So they get filtered. I think it's the shade cloth is 70% sun reduction, and the screen is, I'm not sure. But at 3 o'clock on, they get some sun. It is and north facing. No, that's south. That's south. So it is a southern exposure. So I do get full, east-west rise across. So without the shade cloth, I was getting algae if I wasn't keeping up with maintenance. But these tanks get maintained about once a week or so, and not deep. They get deep maintenance probably once every 3 weeks or so. So over here is a CO2 injected tank that I'm doing. A fairly new tank, I guess. It's been planted for about 3 weeks to a month. Everything in here except for 2 species of plants was fully immersed, converting it all. The 2 things that weren't immersed were the Hygrophila lancea up front and the Rotella macrandra narrowleaf red in the back. Those came from Tom Barr. I just put them in to help get things started. Plant mass is key in this hobby, if you guys don't know that, and whenever you're starting a fresh tank, the more plants you have, the less hassle you're going to have in the long run. Will I end up keeping all these in here once they grow up? Probably not. I'll remove some stuff, I'll trim it, I'll get it how I want it to look, I'll see what looks best in there and take out what I don't like. But in the beginning, plant mass. You're never ever going to start a tank how you're going to finish it. So plant a tank heavy in the beginning and thin it out as you go on. That's the easiest way to start that up. Over here, same deal, just another tank that I threw some plants in to convert to immerse, or to convert to submerged, so I could either put them up for sale on the site, auction them off, or see what they look like. There's some stuff that I have found out in nature that I wanted to see if it could even swim or what it would do submerged, and so I stick it in here and I wait. So yeah, over here just another tank. Fairly easy plants in this one. Lots of aeroids, anubias, lags, crypts. Mainly why I like this one so much, is kind of like my favorite, is the anubias carpet and everything that I have going on and stuff like that. It's just a lot of myths broken. The whole planting of the rhizomus plants directly in the substrate. Everyone's like, oh, you can't plant rhizomus plants in the substrate. You can, absolutely can. Bucephalandra, lags, anubias, all can be planted directly on the substrate, no problem, because the rhizomes grow roots, just like every other rhizomus plant. The rhizomes grow roots, so as long as you don't bury the rhizome all the way, and keyword there's all the way, you can bury the butt end of the rhizome or the end of the rhizome, and it'll be just fine. It'll send out roots, and the bottom half of the plant will adjust to how its life is now, and the top half of the plant will grow. That's just how it is. So that myth needs to go away. You can absolutely 110% plant any rhizomus plant directly into the substrate. And if anybody says differently, tell them to inbox me, or Tom, or anybody else who's done it. This is just something I threw together just because I wanted some sort of weird scape out here. I was trying to make like a tunneling effect coming through. Pieces of it have fallen during maintenance and I never really kept up with it, so I'll probably clean it up and do something with it later this year. All it really needs is just some fresh planting and a little better hardscape organization in the middle here. So, but the top of it's growing like crazy. Lots of ficus and ferns and such. So, and my 55. This is my oldest tank. This tank is 6 years running as it is, untouched. Literally driftwood tossed in it and Anubias that was attached to it, and I stuffed some narrow K fern in there. There's a big bush of that narrow K fern that's going around. No galls, thank goodness, so that's a good thing. But yeah, this I mainly use for my ancistrus breeding. I have blue-eyed lemon ancistrus in here that I like to breed. And I also have a few regular ancistrus that I'm keeping in there right now that are probably going to mess up my line, but I ran out of space and they got tossed in there. So, but that's okay. I'm not doing it for perfection. I'm doing it because ancistrus are the best algae-eating creatures probably in the hobby. They'll clean a tank like crazy. So, and any competition scape or any like heavily planted tank that I have that has hardscape in it has to have wood though. I won't put an ancistrus in a tank without wood. But any tank that I use that has wood gets an ancistrus. So I like to breed those guys and keep them on hand so I have them. They're just great fish. Down here, more ancistrus. These are my super red ancistrus. They're all probably tucked away. One day. I'll drop a wafer in here and I'll do a video on me feeding them. But they're cool. I got these guys from Rachel O'Leary, and the endlers in there are the blue sapphire endlers from Lucas Brett's. So they're awesome too. Just cool fish. Over here, that's just killifish eggs and snow white shrimp and duckweed. If you ever want to get on my hit list, send me duckweed, because it gets everywhere. This is after me removing all the duckweed. Anyway, this is just another shrimp tank. These are my blues. I got these from Therese. These were the 2000 and I remember the Aquashella in Texas. These are the shrimp that took first place for the Neos. Anyway, the other tanks, you have orange from Jeremy Carranza, or however you say his last name. More mixes, yellows from Joe Williams. But yeah, just shrimp that I like to play around with. And then this is my 45 standard that I'm trying to scape as a basically long ways. So typically you would look at a tank like this, but I'm trying to do it so you're looking at it like this. I gotta do some trimming and all that fun stuff, but it's cool. It's coming out pretty cool, much better than I intended. Once I trim it up, you'll be able to see the paths and the depth will play in better, but everything's all really overgrown right now. So the top of it's cool too. Little Monstera Albro going out of it. Yeah, so I am overconsumed by the hobby. This is where I hang out. This is where I do all my work too. Over here, packing. I pack all your guys' plants right here. All my disorganized shelf with my bag. This is where I use this to go find your guys' plants out in the middle of the swamps. So yeah, this is what I do. This is my meditation drum. When I read some of the political crap that's on Facebook and just can't take it anymore, I go and tap on the steel tongue drum. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is my hobby. This is what I do. This is my life. This is my job. This is me. So, and those are chickens. So, if you guys liked it and you want to hear more about what I do, this is just a taste. I'll be showing you guys everything thoroughly, diving into each one of these tanks, diving into all my other tanks, and going on adventures out to find new plants in the wild. Because, hey, you guys need to see it. Everybody needs to see it. I feel that the hobby needs to be opened up a bit, and I'm gonna try to help a little. So do me a favor, like, subscribe, and share. I'm all about being real. None of my videos are going to be edited, so don't expect flashy intros or weird cutaways or creepy music, the music or whatever. None of that. It's just going to be me chatting about plants and fish and showing you all this stuff. Eventually, soon, it's going to be me walking around in the Everglades with you guys. Probably be my next video. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow. I don't know. Till then, take care, guys. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. This is Chance for Lawful Escape. Have a good day.